Hey, what's up everyone? It's Zeggy, and today I'm making a video about the Xbox One. I just kind of wanted to do my, I don't know, really a review, just kind of like my opinion on the console so far. I've had it for about 4 or 5 months, 5 months now. Did I buy it before or after Christmas? Around Christmas time I bought it, and there's been a lot of improvements to the console since its release. That's one of the good things about Microsoft. I got a lot of flack for picking up an Xbox One. There was quite a few friends that wanted me to pick up a PS4, and I will. I wanted to go with the Xbox One first, and then the PS4 after. I already own the Wii U. I just love video games in general, so I'm not. My opinion isn't really biased. I just happen to like more of the exclusives that are going to be coming out for the Xbox One that are going to be releasing first. And then a few years down the road, PlayStation 4 will be releasing their exclusives that I really enjoy. So I'll be picking that up later once the games are out. But for now, I thought I'd just have fun with the Xbox One. It's $100 more than the PlayStation 4. Everybody knows that. The forced connect, I think, it is a large part of why it is $100 more. And in my opinion, that almost kind of sucks. I feel like the Kinect is really last gen. I don't understand why people still want to use motion controls or voice command, really. I mean, the voice command, okay, for me, the Kinect right now, as of right now, I think it's worth it because I really want it to work. Just as a video gamer that wants to play and utilize everything about the console, I really want it to work, and I want to make it work. So I'm patient with it. But for somebody who might be a Sony fan, you're not going to win any fans over having the Force Connect, and that shows in the sales. That's why Sony has been dominating in the sales in the last 4 or 5 months. They're really beating the crap out of Microsoft right now. And I think largely due to the Force Connect, the $100 price tag. I think if maybe they were closer together and you had the option to use the Connect or purchase it with or without the Connect, I think I think it might be a little bit closer. But right now, Sony is just like, and I've had my hands on the PlayStation 4 quite a few times. It's really solid. It's beautiful. The graphics are just amazing, and that's one thing I'm really looking forward to. The Xbox One is good looking, but clearly not as good as PlayStation 4. I've only played a handful of games on the PlayStation 4 versus playing quite a few games on the Xbox One. Most of them just look like an upgraded 360, just a smoother looking 360. But with the PS4, you could definitely see the difference between a PS3 and a PS4. You could see where that extra money went. I don't know if that's something that's going to bite them in the long run, Sony, because whenever you have to develop for a console that requires more coding and more effort, it's a lot more expensive. And that's another reason why I wanted to wait on the PlayStation 2, because as far as Sony's concerned, they're not doing so great as a company as a whole. As far as selling units, as far as selling PlayStation 4s, they're doing outstanding, and that's really a good sign. And that's something that I wanted to see happen too before going in and spending the extra $400, because I think it was like the end of last year they were saying, Sony was having a really hard time. Everything but the consoles was doing good, because Sony and Microsoft, they're both giants in the entertainment industry, and they don't just dabble in gaming. They also do, computers, they do software, they do cameras. They used to do MP3 players. Both of them kind of dropped out of that race. Apple is just like untouchable in that area. Smartphones, Sony is kind of just like, they've got a phone or two still, I think. Yeah, they got the Xperia or whatever it's called. And I've never really messed with the Sony phone. Oh, I'm lying. Yes, I have. One of those like sliding track phones, which is pretty awesome. I loved that phone. But obviously, got to go with like the new touchscreen phone, smartphone, whatever. So both companies kind of have the same issue. They're not doing well. The good thing for Microsoft is they kind of dominate the PC realm, where everything is with their product, their software, and they always have that to fall back on. They kind of own like that whole like part of gaming is PC, and like they dabble in a lot of other stuff too. But Sony is really hurting. They used to do a lot of everything. Used to, a lot of house appliances, stereos. I think even televisions. And I know their televisions aren't doing so well. I know Vizio is, I think, a branch off of Sony, but the Sony brand itself isn't doing so great. Stereos is kind of like, I rarely see a Sony stereo in somebody's car now. It's always something else. And so I wanted to wait because I was reading that, Sony wasn't doing so good, and the chances of them going bankrupt in the next 2 years was really high. And to me, that's $400 I don't want to just throw away just yet, because I want Sony to succeed, because I just love video games in general, and I love the games that they put out for the console and how much effort they put into making the gaming experience great. Except for multiplayer and social networking and the interface. I had to say it because it's awful. The PlayStation 3 left a bad taste in my mouth. The interface on the PlayStation 3 was trash. I mean, I understand why Sony fans were like, why are you getting an Xbox One? Don't get an Xbox One. It's going to be out of the gates. It's going to be crap. And it was crap out of the gate. But unlike Sony, Microsoft does a brilliant job of doing updates. The interface from the Xbox 360 is completely changed from when it first came out. And if you were a PlayStation 3 owner and never owned an Xbox 360, you have every right to worry, because the PlayStation 3 interface and pretty much all of its problems stayed the same its entire lifespan of the PlayStation 3. It never changed, and it never got updated, and it never really got fixed. The only thing that ever got fixed was the security, and that was because it had to be, because it got hacked. And so I understand why people were like, oh, it's going to be trash, it's garbage, don't get it. But the great thing with the Xbox and the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One, which will be no different, is that it is an Xbox, and they're always improving it. Even the smallest little things. I don't think that the PlayStation or the Xbox One will ever be as smooth and solid playing a game as the PlayStation 4 will be. But that might be too early to say, because who knows? They might make some update that just makes it magically do something better. I don't know. It's Microsoft. They do some crazy shit you never thought they could. And so I am excited for future games. I want to see, I guess, for as far as like why I waited for the PlayStation 4 was pretty much for like Uncharted, and that's about it. What is that other, it just came out? Infamous. I've never played Infamous, so I want to go back and replay the first two before I actually play the third one. And so that was kind of my thing going out to buying a next-gen console, was I wanted to see what games I was going to favor. And I've played all of the Halo games, so I have to keep playing them because they're fun to me, and I still enjoy them. I didn't really like how they everybody chased Activision in trying to get into the Call of Duty, like, mimic kind of thing, where they wanted to copy what they were doing, and that fast-paced, just arcadey feel, and that kind of killed a lot of games. And a lot of my favorite games, like Resident Evil, that got killed because they wanted to live the Call of Duty dream for whatever reason. And so that's another reason why I'm waiting, is, I'm waiting for a good Call of Duty game, because most of the online gaming that I did or playing on my PlayStation 3 was Call of Duty. I'd say about 70% of it, while I had it, 70% of it was spent playing Call of Duty. And for my 360, it was playing games, BioShock and Halo and what else? Gears of War, Mass Effect, just all those fun games, all their exclusives. Left 4 Dead, can't leave that out. That's like one of my favorite games, and that's one of my favorite things about Microsoft, is how much they spent into the networking part of their gaming experience, which they do have an upper hand over Sony. That's kind of obvious, but Sony I'm very confident that they've learned from their mistakes, and that they don't want to repeat past mistakes, and they've made a lot of improvements. Everything that I've seen or experienced or played with on the PlayStation 4 has been good, as far as, trying to multitask and party chat. Party chat, man, that killed it for the PlayStation 3. That was no cross game chat. Ugh. But everybody knew that was going to get fixed. I mean, because they fixed it on the Vita, so why couldn't they do it for the PlayStation 4? And it was one of the most top things like asked for, and fortunately, it never got implemented into the PlayStation 3. But what else am I excited for? I don't really know. I know. Okay, so as far as the interface on the Xbox One, as of right now, I don't really care for it. I think it's kind of because it's a Windows, and I don't really care for Windows that much. It's kind of got that look, that live action tile kind of thing, and I really hope that gets changed. Just like how they did with the Xbox 360, where they completely changed it over the course of its lifespan. I hope that they do something like that with the Xbox One. I doubt that they will, just because they're trying to integrate all of their devices, like kind of have the same user interface, and that's understandable. They want to kind of go for the Apple thing, where it's kind of the same experience on every device. I think the thing is people don't really like Windows that much, so I wish they would kind of realize that and just kind of like let the Xbox One be its own thing. I don't want it to be like the PC versions. I don't even own a PC or a Windows PC, anyways. So, I mean, that needs to be fixed. A lot of the other things that have been fixed so far, like the apps and everything, run great on the Xbox One. That's one thing, notably, that I can definitely pump, is the apps run great. The Twitch app finally got an update, and now you can just broadcast my Xbox One. Now it's listening! My Xbox now can update, can stream using the Kinect, and you can watch other channels. You don't have to just be on Xbox Ones. It's all channels. And what else? What other apps? All the apps that I use so far, like, let's see. MLB works really good. The Twitch works really good. What is my Xbox doing? All the games so far work really good. Skype. I like that you could... The Skype app is hilarious. I love the Skype app so far. It's pretty cool. And I didn't think I was going to like the Skype app that much, but being able to talk to my friends that are playing on their PS4s and me be playing my Xbox One, it's pretty cool. I like that. That socially networky stuff. I don't really use like Hulu or Netflix on my Xbox One. I just use my Apple TV because save electricity. And yeah, I mean, as far as games coming out, I'm definitely looking for Halo. I'm definitely looking forward to Left 4 Dead. There are so many games for both consoles, all consoles, the Wii U, that I want to play. I guess that's about it. I mean, I guess if I had to rate my Xbox One out of 1 to 10, I'd still have to give it a 7, just because, no, I say an 8. Yeah, an 8, because I really enjoy it. There are some roughness. There is some roughness that needs smoothing, but overall, it's a good console. I just heard that they just did a price drop on the console, so, I mean, that makes it even more, I guess, appealing to new adopters of next gen consoles, and it also comes with a game. So I think it's like $4.50 now. I think you can buy it online, but I don't know. If you're asking me, I'd say it's worth it. But it all depends on people that you play with and games that you like to play. So, anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.